Welcome to Druggy Nation. We're the bridge between everything pharmacy and pop culture. And now, let's check in with your connect and America's favorite pharmacist, Emmanuel Vogirin.
So wait, do you like my intro person? You like that?
She's a little slutty.
What's she slutty for? Perfect. That's a nice voice, right?
She's perfect.
She's perfect for it?
Get them on the seats and then they just...
That was the intention. That's why I did that.
Then they hear you.
You know I'm recording right now, right? I already started recording.
Oh, really? Okay.
Welcome. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. It's your boy Emmanuel, a.k.a. America's favorite pharmacist.
Not.
And I'm here recording my very first episode of Drug E Nation. Emmanuel Vogirin is the name. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm from Boston, the original city of champions. Shout out to Boston, everybody in the 617. I moved out here to the DMV area like 2-3 years ago after graduating from school because there was jobs out here and stuff. But anyways, I'm here with my guest today. Her name is Uche. Let me tell you how.
The one and only.
The one, yeah, okay, whatever. I saw a bunch of Uches out there today.
Okay, whatever.
Anyways, stop lying to the public. It was my first episode. So let me tell you a story about how I met Uche. So my girlfriend had invited me to a Halloween party last, Halloween, and, it was a coworker's party. And then I'm seeing this girl in the corner, just like, everybody that's around her is chatting up a storm and stuff. I'm like, yo, what is this shit about? I'm the I'm the popping person at the party.
He had this ugly white sweater that he came in with.
Yo, why you always hating on what I be wearing, son? Like, that's crazy to me. So I saw her in the corner. I was like, wow, she must got a lot to say because she has a big mouth. She's loud as hell at this party, trying to hear some music. Let me go over there and shut her up real quick. So I walked over there, and then we started talking. And I'm like, wow, she got a lot to say. I mean, she told me...
Good things to say.
Yeah, great things to say. She told me, about her past. She used to be a crackhead back in the day. Like, she was a heroin addict.
All right.
I told her on my podcast, I'm a clean, nice boy, nice, humble boy. And she was like, yo, can I be in your... You clean up real nice, by the way. First, I got to let you know that. Being a crack addict and stuff. You clean up real well. So then I talked to her, about my podcast. It was
Halloween, so...
I don't know. Was that why you... Okay. I mean, I must have... Yeah. So... I talked to her about my podcast, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta be on there because it sounds really popping and stuff." And that's how we met.
First episode for sure.
That's how me and Uche met. So I'll let her introduce herself to you guys.
Yes. My name is Uche.
Okay, it's a song,
and it is a song.
Okay,
and I am so excited to be here and talk to you guys and talk to him. And I hope you really like this podcast, and most importantly, me, because that's what's important.
Yo, let me say what I do for a second, though. I'm a pharmacist. I work in retail. I'm a pharmacist for the past 3 years, a.k.a. legal drug dealer. And I want to do this podcast, started off, because first off, there's nothing like this out there. Like, I literally searched iTunes, Spotify, everywhere for any podcast that was entertaining, but also informative. So I could, laugh, learn about something I didn't know about before. Have fun with my guests, talk very bluntly. I'm a very blunt person about drugs in America, how it's affecting you personally and society at large and your family members. Like, everybody's affected by drugs. We all take some kind of form of drugs, right? Whether it could be coffee or whatever. So I want to start a podcast where we can have that kind of dialogue. And a lot of people have told me before in the past, they like my voice, have a good radio voice, have a great personality. Hey. Let me big up myself. Because nobody's doing it for me, right?
Put himself on blast.
Let me pat myself in the back real quick. So yeah, people told me, you have a great radio voice, all that good stuff. And I was like, I bet, let me try this podcast thing because everybody and their mom's got one now. And let me see if this people like talking about drugs. All my druggies out there. So I think is the only pharmacy podcast worth listening to. I think it's going to entertain you. You're going to come away with more knowledge and curiosity. About the topic that's relevant because, there are things affecting our lives and society at large in one way or the other. I'm just a junkie for knowledge, right? So about drugs. And I'm fascinated about how drugs affect human behavior, And it's exciting to learn things about something you previously knew nothing about. And at least at the very least, you can sound smart to your friends and family, at least that. That's my main thing about this, man. We all like to hear about drug stories and the news, stuff like that. So let's talk about it.
For that.
Let's talk about it.
You want to start?
You want to start about it? All right, cool. All right. That's what makes us different, right? Because we're a nation of pill poppers, right? So this is the atmosphere I want to create when my guests and I will talk about drugs affecting people in this year, America. All right. So today, the topic of the day, let me tell you a little backstory about this topic first off, because last fall, around the same time too, I'm at home bored, nothing to do. It's one of my days off. And you know what?
He always is.
One of my days off. After I was playing the guitar, I'm learning how to play the guitar right now. And I'm just, I look to my good friend, always there for me, Netflix. And I'm like, Netflix, what you got for me? My bestie, Netflix.
Because no one likes him.
And Netflix, why you raising the prices too for like, yo, everybody on my account, y'all got to cough up some money because I'm not paying this extra $2. That's a lot of money. But yeah, so I was watching Netflix and then I saw this documentary just pop up. It's like, here you go. I was like, all right, cool. I clicked on it. It was called A Leaf of Faith. I'm going to talk about that later on, but that's how I got interested in this topic called Kratom. So today's drug of the day is called Kratom. Kratom. However you want to pronounce it. Kratom. Tomato, potato.
Kratom sounds better. Let's just call it.
You like Kratom?
Today.
I think Kratom is the way to pronounce it.
Yeah, I think so. But there are other stuff. There are other ways to call it, right?
Well, let me talk a little about Kratom first, right? So most people may not have heard about Kratom and haven't heard about it until pretty much, like I said, last fall, right? So, but I'm telling you now to like really get familiar with this drug because it's going to be news out there, whether it's this year or the upcoming couple years, because the DEA has their eyes on this drug and you better get familiar. So what is it? So let me give you some background. It goes by a bunch of different names. It goes by common street names is Biak, not Biatch, Biak.
Not Biatch.
You got Kratom, that's Ketum. We got Kakum, that's Kakuam.
It sounds so bad.
I'm not pronouncing any of these right. I know that for a fact.
So bad.
You got Itang, Ithang, and you got Tom, not Tom, Thom. Not your Facebook friend Tom. It's Thom, okay?
Thom. I thought that was Thom. I thought it was Thom. Because if it's Thailand, it's like Thom. That's Thom soup. I worked at a Thai restaurant, guys, by the way.
I think all these street names are all like
Thai.
Yeah.
That means you definitely didn't say it right then.
Yeah, I probably didn't.
I just know the last one.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. So wait, what is Kratom though? Like, where is it even found? You brought it up Thailand, right? So Kratom is a tropical evergreen plant found in the marshy jungles of Southeast Asia.
All natural.
It's all natural. So think of it like a wetland.
Like me.
Nobody cares what you're saying right now, Uche. So think of the Florida wetlands, like the Everglades. So it grows wild in central and southern Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Myanmar, and elsewhere in the Pacific Rim. Not the movie, but like Australia, Cambodia, China, Hong Kong, etc. And it's actually part of the coffee family, right? So we're going to get into that too, how it's part of the coffee family and, the whole controversy about that.
So like Starbucks girls can like really start getting into this, right?
That'd be a nice hustle on the side.
That'd be a movement.
Why not, right? I mean, I know I ain't paying that much money.
Sprinkle. Can I get a double mocha of Kratom and
what side you want? Is it
spice?
Venti, Fenty? What these sizes, man?
I think a Venti.
Being from Boston, I'm a strictly Dunkin' Donuts person. I can't stand Starbucks. I think they have a rivalry, Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. Seriously,
they should include Kratom.
Anybody from Boston does not mess with Starbucks if you're really from Boston. So the plant, like I was saying, right? So it grows in Southeast Asia, and it can grow to reach 42 feet in height.
That's how tall he is.
Yeah, that's how tall. Let me not even say that. Usually,
don't say that. That's lies. I wouldn't know, but it's just lies.
Usually, so the leaves from the plant are dried in the sun, and then they're brewed as a tea or crushed and swallowed with water. So let me tell you a little bit about my personal encounter with Kratom. So after I watched the documentary I told you all about earlier, I was like, yo, how has this been here? I've never heard of it before, especially being a pharmacist, right? So I immediately had to look around and see where I could get some. So I Googled on my phone. It was that easy. Googled, I said, Kratom near me. And it showed me a place. Seriously, that's what I said, Kratom near me. It showed me a place like 10 minutes away from my apartment. Excuse me.
He lives in the hood, guys.
I live in a nice apartment building. Stop lying.
In a nice apartment building.
In the hood.
Clearly in the hood. Because if you Google drugs and it pops up around the corner.
But wait, let me finish though. Let me see what happened. It was a tobacco store that had the Kratom. Okay. So I was like, I gotta go over and check this out. So I hop in the car, I drive over there, ask the guy, I was like, it's my first time. Let me see, I have the packet right here in front of me. Let me get it real quick. Let me see what it says. So yeah, I asked the guy over there, about Kratom, and then he was immediately what I was talking about. So they put me to, it was like the tobacco place, tobacco in the front. It was like a little like side door I had to go through to get to this place. But I mean, I'm cool with it.
Come in here real quick.
I was cool with it. It was all good. So I go in the back right there. And then I'm like, yeah, it's my first time using it. I saw this, on I met up a last. I was researching stuff about pain, so they believe me that I really needed the product. Like I was just being curious.
He was looking at you. Like,
I was just being curious.
About to get high.
I was just being curious, and then after that, yeah, he told me, say, yeah, okay, come, we have Kratom over here. What do you want? Blah blah. And I said, yeah, just give me a starter pack, whatever, right? let me get a starter pack real quick. I ain't trying to be no junkie, blah blah. So then he gave me a packet of 42 capsules. Cost me like $25. Yeah, $25.
That's cheap. That's cheaper than weed, right?
I wouldn't know about it. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no clue what you're saying. So I asked him, I said, how do you take it? This is my first time using it. He said, well, usually what you would do is it comes in capsules, right? So you open the capsules, he said the first thing, right? Open the capsules, like 2 or 3 since the first time, and then pour it in there like a tea, put some hot water there, and mix it up. Now, he said a very key thing. I'm very thankful and appreciative that he told me this. He said, put some honey in that motherfucker because it might taste like shit.
And
it definitely does without honey. So
it definitely tastes like crap.
So I put a half a bottle of honey in there.
It tastes like matcha. It tastes like matcha.
I don't want to hear about this green tea stuff you keep talking about. Let me finish my story. Matcha. The people want to hear my story.
All right.
So I drank the tea. I had like 2 capsules in there with some honey. I drank the tea. With honey, of course. It was good. It went down nice and smooth. Now, I can tell you, after like 15 minutes, I felt a little like, I don't know. It was the first time I was doing it, but it felt a little jittery, kind of nervous energy a little bit because maybe I was just scared like how it would affect me because I didn't know what it was. So that was the first time I took it. The second time I took it was like a few days ago, actually, because to prepare for this podcast. And I took it with some tea again. And this time, it had a different effect on me. Maybe because I knew that it couldn't hurt me. I was just scared before. And when I took it this time, I felt a little more focused and very alert.
He was so focused.
That was you saw that, right? Because she was here with me.
Describe to you.
I was so focused. It was like an Adderall effect, right? So I had 2 different kind of very different effects on taking the Kratom.
It's probably because I'm here.
I think the latter
just was ignoring me.
Yeah, I think the latter effect was more so what I would probably experience on this plant. But yeah, the guy told me it takes about 30 minutes to work. I waited for about 15 minutes and started working after that. So I don't know about 30 minutes. But I mean 15, 30 minutes I would say to work.
I think it depends on your size. Like your size, like your BMI.
Yeah, it was quick for me. It wasn't 30 minutes. Yeah. I'm a nice slim,
ugly.
Yeah, that too. So in low doses of the Kratom, it acts like a cup of coffee, which I think is what I was experiencing. And then at high doses, it's more like a mild opioid painkiller like oxycodone.
It's cool because like you can't like overdose yourself because once you overdose yourself, you kind of start feeling like sick.
Yeah, there's no toxicity to this medication.
You start feeling like it's not like you can't feel over high. Like you can't top your high. So like if you take 10 grams and then you were like, oh shit, I feel great. Let me take 20. Like the next feeling is throwing up, basically.
Throwing up? Like nausea? You talking about the side effects of it?
Yeah. Like if you overtake the dose that your body can take.
Would you ever try it? 'Cause I know you were very excited about learning about this product when I told you about it. We're going to talk about today. Would you ever like try it though? Like,
the only time I probably would take it would probably be because of the anxiety aspect. I have like major anxiety.
Okay.
It's probably just because I'm always worried about shit that's never going to happen. But that's the only reason why I feel like it's attractive. I'm not a drug person.
Yeah.
Other than your, usual Tylenol.
Oh, alcohol. Alcohol's a drug. Don't forget that. Alcohol's a drug.
I mean, or alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean.
So tobacco's a drug.
I don't.
The nicotine. Yeah.
That's not my thing.
So what happens?
You know this.
Yeah, I know that. So what happens when you're actually on Kratom though? Are we going with Kratom or Kratom? What are we going with?
I told you, Kratom sounds better.
Kratom sound better?
It sounds like Superman.
Why does it sound better? Oh, Krypton. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Oh, speaking of Krypton, I'll talk to you about that later on too. So what happens when you're actually on Kratom? Is that right, Kratom? Okay. So now I'll tell you what it is. So frequently when people take Kratom, they experience positive experiences are these: euphoria and well-being, relaxation. They're very sociable. So if you're a very like introverted person, this might be good for you. If you have
Like
low
alcohol.
energy, if you have low energy, it could be increased energy for you. Pain relief. Your senses are very alert.
Yeah, but it's not turnt. It's
Ain't
like
not
a
turnt.
soothing. It's like it's supposed to be like a soothing effect.
Yeah.
Like
But
neutral.
yeah, exactly. But the negative effect of that though is nausea, stomach ache. You were saying nausea, right?
Yeah, nausea.
You have a
throwing
stomach
up.
ache, chills and sweats, vomiting.
Yeah.
Get like a hangover kind of feeling.
But that's
when you're on
only that's only other than per person, but that's only like usually when you take too much.
Okay.
So that's why I think they say like you take like at least you start off with like 3 grams
Okay.
per, which is why people like the little pill thing.
What is 3 grams? You can't even measure that. What does 3 grams mean?
Yeah, you can get the little.
Oh, you're gonna go out and buy that? Oh, people that are taking drugs and go out and buy that, right?
No,
They're gonna be like, oh, let me get that real quick.
Kratom in matcha, like the powder.
You and this matcha, you will not let matcha go.
Yo, if you look at the Kratom plant,
Whatever.
you're good, and they blend it and stuff. Like it looks like matcha. Anybody out there who knows what matcha is, comment because he thinks I'm crazy.
Wait. Let's I'm gonna tell you guys where to buy this too, like sites, like right after this. Let me just tell you a little bit more information about it though, because I want to tell you like the origin. I told you before where it comes from, mainly Thailand. So the reason it's very useful in Thailand, they've been using it there for like hundreds of years, like since the 19th century, whatever, right? The farm workers, they used to chew the plant for energy on very hot days when we out working the fields. And also it can be used as a sedative, especially as a replacement for opium, right? 2 very different uses.
Opium is not the way to go.
Yeah, but think about it, guys. Though those are 2 very different uses, right? So it could be a low dose, right? You can have different effects at a low dose, and at a high dose, you can have different effects, right? So that tells you that it depends on the dosage of the medication, what effects you're gonna get, right? So Kratom, guys, it's available in the U.S. because I got it in my hands right here.
From the corner boy.
But
in the hood.
But it's also considered a dietary supplement. And like all dietary supplements, it's unregulated. So nobody
don't
is
approve that shit.
I mean, it's a government shutdown right now, so I mean
FDA working on that shit.
It wouldn't really matter at this point, right?
They ain't looking for you. They ain't looking for you if you're taking it.
So since it's unregulated, nobody's overseeing the quality of what you're buying. So I'm not saying like what I took could be harmful to me because I don't know because, you know, what I took could be something else in here. It could be not just all Kratom.
It could be matcha. It could be matcha. I'm totally not fucking
I could
It could be fucking matcha.
You think so? Okay, all right, bet.
You could probably make those like green tea ice cream with Kratom.
Yo, why you?
Have you been to the Asian stores where they have like the green
leave
tea
me my
ice
Kratom alone, man.
When you're high, do you crave different things?
You have to ask somebody that gets high all the time.
Put that in the comments if you crave matcha ice cream when you're high.
So Kratom comes in many forms, right? So I bought the capsules part, but it could come as dried or crushed leaves, a powder, tablets, liquids, or gum. But the most common way people actually take it is as a brew tea, which is what I did. And I think that's the best way to go, really, especially on like nice, cold, wintry months. Yeah, it's soothing. It's very soothing. Tea in general is very soothing.
Tea in general,
there you go.
Man.
Yeah.
Tea life.
So I'm saying I bought it because it was close to me. I bought it, 10 minutes away from where I live, but it might not be close to you. They might not have any vendors that sell Kratom. So you can buy it online.
Online.
So let me give you some vendors of Kratom online. So we have Coastline Kratom. They sell the highest quality Kratom online.
Expensive, eh?
You have fast and free shipping, and you have a money back guarantee if you're not satisfied. How do you know you're not satisfied? Like what? Like then you have another site called Pure.
You didn't feel good after you did it.
You have another site called Pure
Your boner
Kratom.
couldn't go down.
Okay, I guess you guys don't want to know where to buy this stuff at. So you got Pure Kratom, which is PUR Kratom, and they offer the best quality Kratom capsules online for the best price, and it's one of the best and cheapest vendors online. Then you got Buy Kratom, the US, right, which is great quality Kratom, and you have Krabot, Krabot. They sell unique strains and Kratom blends. So you won't find these blends anywhere else but them.
Yeah. I mean, we're not sponsored, guys.
I'm not sponsoring any of these people, but I'm just letting you know if you're interested in getting it, these are like well-qualified and well-vetted sites so you can get pure actual Kratom.
It's not illegal for us to tell you
it's not,
either.
it's not, of course.
And it's not illegal to get it either. So
exactly. So like I said, it's a dietary supplement.
Benefit from these facts.
Yeah, if you're curious, let me give you information, right? And you have salvia extract. So besides like kratom powder and capsules, you have high quality extracts, and they have a fast 24-hour shipping. So those are just insights that if you're curious about it, you can definitely go on there, and it's very natural. And
if you're
also
living under a rock, you can ship it to your rock, like Patrick.
it might not be. They might not sell it where people live. So that's just what it is.
Under a rock.
Yeah.
Or if you don't live in the hood like him.
So, So Uche, but time out though. So this is a pharmacy. You know, I get a little pharmacy in here, right? I'm gonna tell people how it works in the body a little bit. It's a little bit, right? So kratom has an active ingredient called mitragynine, okay? And it works like opiate drugs like codeine and morphine to relieve pain.
I know those.
You know those?
I do.
Right? Okay.
I think they know those too.
So there's two compounds in the kratom leaves called mitragynine and 7-alpha-hydroxymitragynine that interact with the opiate receptors in the brain. They can produce sedation, pleasure, decrease pain, especially when users consume large amounts of the plant. And I could talk more about the benefits of the plant later on. We talked about how it.
Do you know if it builds up? Like, do you know if it it's like a stackability thing? Would you think?
Yeah. So the thing about it though, the tolerance level for it, if you keep taking it all the time, you're gonna build a tolerance to it, right? Because the effectiveness of the medication, or not really medication, it's a plant, is gonna get lower and lower the more you take it. So I would advise you taking it. You don't take it like all the time. Exactly, right? Whatever it is, like if you take something all the time, right? You're gonna have more or less, I guess, pleasure from the thing you're taking, right? So that's So that's what it like with everything. That's what it is. So mitragynine, which is the active ingredient, also interacts with other receptor systems in the brain to produce the stimulant effects, which is what I was experiencing when I first took it the first time. But when it's taken in small amounts, people that taking it on a usual basis report increased energy, social ability. They're more social, they're more alert, and not sedated. Okay. So that's just a little bit about how it works.
Like an Addy.
Yeah. Also very important to note, there's no toxicity to kratom, guys. There's no deaths reported that was solely due to kratom. And we can talk more about this too. We'll talk about the documentary about people on both sides.
Or like how they found out people mix it in things. People die because they mix it with shit.
With other things.
Gotta be pure, man. Pure.
Well, also you have to consider, if you're going to try this too, also consider the risk of addiction. But like I said, that's with everything, right? You could be addicted to tobacco, caffeine, alcohol, chocolate. So like I said, so you set a personal limit for yourself. If you're curious about trying this, there's nothing toxic about it. I've tried it and I'm fine. I think.
Man, I have something to tell you.
What?
Some people have been known to be addicted to me.
OMG. I guess I'm not one of the people. Because you know why? I do not have an addictive personality. I just don't care.
Okay. So don't try it if you have an addictive personality. Don't try things like me.
Don't care. So the main benefits of kratom, right, it's an opiate receptor agonist, so it gets powerful pain-relieving effects, so it's an analgesic. It can boost energy levels, so it's a stimulant, right?
Like coffee.
You know what I read too when I was doing a little research on this topic? It improves focus, but also it can improve your libido and sexual function.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
Some of you guys need that out there.
So if you can't afford that Viagra, hop on the kratom bandwagon. You'll be all right.
You'll be Superman out here.
It gives you a heightened mood, like feeling. You feel better, I guess, a euphoric state.
But it takes time. It takes time.
So
it's not like Viagra. Viagra is like, well, I wouldn't know, but
I was gonna say, you told me about Viagra.
Viagra is supposed to be like, shoom.
Okay.
You're supposed to take that, and like 10 minutes later, you're like, fucking the ball.
Oh, word. That's how it is.
Yeah.
That's what Viagra is.
So Kratom is a little longer than that, though.
Yeah.
So they gotta know that they're gonna get some in like 30 minutes.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna be. Yeah. You better do it before she or whoever is getting there gets there.
Holler at you.
Yeah. All right. So we talked about kratom, right? People know a little bit about it now. Let's do some truth and rumor, and then go over to what I really want to talk about. Some politics. Game? Yeah. Let's do a game. Truth versus rumor. Should I do like an intro song for that before I do that segment?
We could. Next
time, right? Yeah, y'all leave me comments. Let me know what to do about truth versus rumor, because I want to do something with that. Can it be a nice, easy transition? Gotta be like a smooth transition. Let me ask you, Uche, can kratom be detected in a drug test? You think so?
If it's legal,
yeah,
I would think.
Oh, you mean like if it's legal, they would have it like on the spectrum of what they're gonna cover on a drug test?
You know what I'm saying? Because drug tests only link up things that are illegal. So I would say no.
Yeah, no. So no, kratom cannot be detected by either standard or enhanced drug test.
1 point for the bitch.
And despite that it's similar to opiates, it's unlikely to trigger a false positive. I'm already crazy, but second question, will kratom make me crazy?
You, yes.
Okay.
But me, no, because I'm already crazy.
All right, so evidence suggests that there may be a link between prolonged regular kratom use or addiction and delusional thoughts. I have those thoughts all the time, so I don't know what they're talking about. So moderate use isn't likely to be problematic psychologically. Some users have developed like anxiety, but I mean, I don't know. But kratom use itself is pretty mild and manageable compared to many other psychoactive substances. So I'm not worried about it.
So, like, what do you mean? Like psychoactive, like mushrooms?
Mushrooms. I'm going to talk about mushrooms, guys. Look ahead to my next few episodes down the line. I'll talk about psilocybin, magic mushrooms. Really, really interesting news about that. So keep on the lookout for that, definitely.
So anyway,
let me ask you another one. So wait,
mind.
is it legal to grow it at home?
If it's legal to eat, I would think that it's legal.
Yes and no. It depends on the state. Yeah, it depends on the state. Are there any risk?
No, because
everything
has a thing. Though.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, so it's safe.
I'm gonna say no.
It's safe for most healthy individuals, I guess, you know. But it's also a good idea to start with a test dose. Like I think it's always linked.
Dose. I think like people who take kratom, everything is always linked. Like people don't just die from it, right?
Yeah. No, definitely.
Guys, I'm tart. Don't mind me. I'm really tart right now. But yeah, I think that most people who die from kratom is because they did more than just kratom.
And did more than just kratom?
Yeah, they ate an elephant or some shit like that.
Let me give you a little idea of how kratom compares to other drugs a little bit that are out there, right? So kratom, let's say for every one good experience, the amount of negative experiences. So for kratom, for every one good experience, you're going to have a 1.5 negative experience. For marijuana, for every good experience, you're going to have 2.5 negative experiences.
Okay. So then that's good then.
So yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of people do a lot of things out here.
Exactly. And then it goes worse to that. For alcohol, for every one good experience, we all have alcohol stories revolving alcohol that have not been good.
I'm
for every one good...
I wouldn't know.
Stop lying to my listeners. For every one good experience in alcohol, you have 12.5 bad experiences, negative experiences.
Crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
People drink alcohol all the time.
For oxycodone, for every one good experience, you have 3.5 bad experiences.
Wow.
For heroin, for every good experience, you have 5.5 bad experiences.
Wait, so alcohol
is the worst one. Alcohol is the worst one.
Alcohol has more bad experiences.
But yet that's fairly legal. Of course, it's legal, right?
It's
alcohol, 100%. Right? 100% legal, right?
Unless you're like 10, then don't drink. If you're listening to this and you're 10, don't drink.
What's the legal drinking age in, like, I think in England, I think it was 16 when I went there.
Yeah, that's why I said 10, because it changes. Was it 18? It changes per country, and we're nationwide.
That was a random thought.
If you have a phone, you can hear us.
Uche, back to this, though. For heroin, for every one good experience, you have about 9 bad experiences. For cocaine, for every good one, you have about 10 bad experiences. So compared to other drugs that are out there, kratom is like the shit. You know what I mean? It's really, really good. It's very low. So I wouldn't be too worried about that.
Of having a good experience.
Exactly. I want to compare it to another drug. You keep mentioning, was it the maca thing? Was it matcha? That you said before, matcha that nobody cares about?
Can you believe he doesn't know what the fuck matcha is?
The reason I brought it up because I want to let people know about an actual similar drug that is comparable to, which is called kava. Right? Kava is at the top of the list when you talk about kratom.
Oh, yeah.
They're virtually the same thing on kava.
Kava is different. Not a lot of people know that either.
You ever heard about ibogaine? It's in like Cameroon and like in African countries.
Yeah, because I'm African, but I doubt other people know that.
No, I'll talk about that too on another episode. But kava is the most similar drug I would say to kratom. It's like it's a root. It's found in the Western Pacific, and it's classified as a pepper. right?
Yeah.
But it's much more than that, right? It's used as a natural stress reliever.
Grind that shit up.
It's a natural stress reliever for anxiety, restlessness, sleep issues, and muscle tension. So it can produce a really deep, sound sleep without affecting your REM sleep.
People say it's like alcohol. They say kava is like alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, really?
You like grind it up, mix it, drink it, right?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just learning about kava tea, really. Oh,
we should really do kava. We should do a kava episode.
Okay, I'm down for that.
I'm down for that.
But you want to avoid alcohol if you take any kava. You want to avoid alcohol in a lot of situations.
Alcohol with any of these things. Matter of fact, you want to figure out what your issue is first.
Yeah. Let's get into some get into some politics. Let's get uncomfortable real quick. I want to get everybody uncomfortable. So I like
pharma.
Okay, so my argument about Kratom and why it's not really being out there, people don't know about it, it's kind of being kept on a hush-hush, how it can affect Big Pharma, right? Because Big Pharma is trying to be behind the scenes, controlling with the DEA part of it, and it's trying to make it a Schedule I medication.
By the way, we totally support, pharmaceuticals, okay?
I'm a pharmacist. I definitely support pharmaceuticals. And drugs are essential to life in the right way. You know what I mean? Not abuse of drugs and abusing people's, addictions. And, that's a whole different topic. That's a whole different topic.
But we also support people overall. So
these are facts.
I just want to put these on the label.
These are facts. So and Uche didn't agree with me too much, but I said it's more so, it's a new marijuana. We all remember the marijuana fight, right? Let me make my point, you make your point. I remember the marijuana fight where everybody's saying, oh, it's a gateway drug to this, oh, it's this, that, and the third, it's blah, 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 blah. But now, what's happening right now, right? All the states are legalizing it recreationally. Are there still any deaths on marijuana? No, that's a negative. There's no deaths on marijuana, right? There's also very good medicinal support for marijuana, as far as the cannabinoids help with the pain relief. There's many uses for marijuana. And there's the same thing with Kratom. There's so many uses for this right now. People are reporting it can relieve with anxiety, pain, opiate withdrawal.
Okay.
There's so many uses for it.
Okay.
But why isn't it being... Yeah, go ahead.
I did not argue those things. The only reason I said that it's not the new marijuana is because the people who use marijuana, especially herbally, medicinally, they use it every day. And in fact, Kratom, you're not really technically supposed to use it every day.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I understand that fact. Okay, that's true. That's a very good point.
That's the only thing. For example, marijuana and Kratom, they could be party drugs or home drugs, or you can grow it because they're both all natural.
But even in documentary, they have people that work on opiates, right? Because they had somebody there in the documentary where it's a veteran. He was a veteran. He was taking 26 different kind of painkillers, pills. His pills in general, 26 at one point. And now he uses one, Kratom. All he uses one, and now it fixes all the problems that he had. And he takes that every day.
Okay, let's just agree that plants are the root of life. Let's just say that.
Exactly.
I'll agree with you on that. But I don't think you can, just because they're both leaf smokable, drinkable things, that they're the same.
Oh, no.
They're different.
Yeah, they're definitely different. But what I'm saying is the stigma surrounding it. I'm also talking about the stigma.
The stigma.
Yeah, I'm also, and also the benefits of it too.
But people don't know about this yet.
Exactly. It's going to be new marijuana.
Wait until people know about it.
I'm making people mad. People again, after this episode, they're going to be privy to it. Trust me.
I'll be in the streets.
I forgot to mention, actually, I was going to tell you guys this too. When I was mentioning the street names for it, I mentioned Krypton before, right? So the thing called Krypton is a party drug people use out there. It's a mix of tramadol and Kratom. So if you go out in the party scenes and you ask for Krypton, they don't know what's about. What you're talking about. So that's just, FYI. They may know. It depends on where you go.
But we don't support those things. We don't support them.
All right, speak for yourself. So let me talk about the legality of it first before we get to the documentary we watched. Let me see. In terms of legality, right? It's not federally regulated in the United States, but it's a quote-unquote drug of concern, right? So you have individual states like Indiana, Tennessee, Wisconsin,
Republicans,
Vermont, Arkansas,
Make America Great Again Nation,
Arkansas, and Alabama. You mentioned something to me earlier too. Let me say this first though. What's crazy about Alabama is that the state has the largest prescription painkiller use than any other state in the United States. Any other state, right? And there are actually more prescriptions for painkillers in Alabama than there are actual people living in Alabama.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, let that marinate.
There's someone taking oxycodone three tablets 3 times a day.
Like, it's crazy.
You know, prescriptions like that. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I'm a pharmacy technician. I'm going to pharmacy school.
Nobody cares, Uche.
Fuck you. But I just need to tell them that I know. I know these facts.
So all those states that I mentioned, right? Let me mention it again. Indiana, Tennessee, Wisconsin, Vermont, Arkansas, and Alabama have banned the plant in various forms because, of course, while other states have legislation pending. So back to the government and the pharmaceutical companies, they have no incentive to fund any research on the plant. You need research on this medication to actually see if it affects people.
They don't want to research it because when they research it, they're not going to get the results that they want.
It's affecting the bottom line, right? So I mean, it's a fairly new fight, but they're trying to dead the fight before it even starts. Because let me let you know why. Because back in August of 2016, right, the DEA tried to place Kratom as a Schedule 1, which means heroin, LSD, all that. It'd be in the same category as that.
All of the same shit. Methadone.
Right?
No, that methadone's Schedule 2.
Yeah, I believe so.
So that means that these are the untouchables. These are the shit that you take and you never come back.
Exactly.
They're trying to put plants on that list.
Yeah, but I mean, they have heroin, LSD. They have marijuana, ding, 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 as a Schedule 1 drug. They have ecstasy, peyote. So all those drugs are considered Schedule 1 to the DEA. And they wanted to put this back in 2016, right? Because they said, quote unquote, the drug has no currently accepted medical use and a high potential for abuse.
That's not the facts.
But there was a big major public backlash.
Yeah, because there's no research. How are you gonna tell me there's nothing on it?
Thank you. That's my whole gripe about it, right? They're telling you that there's no medical or medicinal value to a plant that they have done no research about.
And the irony is that they really tried to push it, but people out here don't take shit from the government no more.
Yeah, facts. People are more aware about this.
Yeah, there were marches. If y'all don't know, probably the public doesn't know, but there were marches on this, against it, because there's a whole community of people that use this drug, that for solely medicinal reasons. Majority of people who use Kratom and buy it, they
have actual use for it.
The actual necessities for it.
Like honestly, I will tell you this: if you have if you're not struggling with pain, like you use to pop in a leave every day, stuff like that, or struggling with anxiety and stuff,
you don't need Kratom.
Yeah, you really don't. I only try to just see how it would affect somebody that was like, I was the baseline, right? I'm a test subject, I'm the baseline. I have really no health issues, knock on wood, right now. So it's like I try to see how it would affect me just being in a normal state. And like I said, all it gave me was more focus, right, and alertness. But somebody that has pain, if it took more of it...
Chronic pain.
Yeah, chronic pain would have had different effects.
If you're out here and you're taking tramadol or fentanyl or morphine or any of these, this is the substitute. This is the all-natural...
Potentially, yeah.
Maybe cure, if I could argue that.
Potentially, yeah. So, but back to that, when the DEA was trying to make it a Schedule 1 drug, right, in 2016, I was saying, right? So, public came back, had a big backlash, right? And they said that they were not going to allow for that to happen. So the DEA had to rescind that, and they couldn't put on a Schedule 1 drug anymore. But also recently, though, in October of 2018, the Ohio Board of Pharmacy voted to put Kratom as a Schedule 1 drug like heroin, which I don't agree with it, but I understand why, because the state is one of the hardest hit in terms of the opiate epidemic.
For real, I think it's just big pharma, if we really think about it.
Okay.
Companies out here that are lobbying against anybody that has a solution other than their drugs.
But do you think are they trying to prevent people from putting it into market because it's going to affect their bottom line? Or they don't want to put enough money into the research? Because think about it. It's $1 billion for a company to put a drug to the market. Like, there's no incentive. Unless the government gives the company an incentive, something, right? And it's a monetary incentive for them to actually put it into the whole process of bringing it to the market, which is $1 billion to the company. It takes time.
I don't think it's the money, because to be honest, these companies have the money. I think it's the time. The time it's going to take to research it means that you're also sort of kind of putting to light, because once they say they're researching it, it's going to be out there. Remember that some of this research papers that are published are for the public.
Yeah.
Anybody can look it up.
Yeah.
And that automatically starts getting even more people that aren't using it right now to start knowing about it and maybe possibly using
Very
it.
true. Very true.
And
That's a good
money.
point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's money.
Okay.
There are kids right now from the age of freaking 6 years old or less that are taking Adderall.
Yo, I'm going to get into all that stimulant stuff later on other episodes. But like starting a kid, could never start my kid at 4 or 5 on Adderall. That's just being a kid.
They need a butt-ass
That's just being a kid. Anyway, let's get back to Kratom. Anyway, but back to the documentary. What I want to talk about documentary, right? Remember the story with the woman in Florida? Well, it was two things actually. It was the representative in Florida that's trying to push this bill to ban Kratom use. I don't know if she's being paid by pharmaceutical lobbyists or whatever the case may be.
It's probably
and in the documentary, the woman, the mother, sorry for her loss. She lost her son. Her son committed suicide. But she was being interviewed and she was saying, okay, yeah, I think Kratom is the killer, blah, blah, because, my son committed suicide. What she fails to tell you is that the son was on mad antidepressant medications. He was depressed. He was depressed, right? They found a mix of different drugs in the autopsy.
Martinis of pills.
Exactly.
Let's just say it like that.
Yeah, put it that way. And he committed suicide. But then the lady wants to put a bad name or a bad stain on Kratom name because, I don't know, whatever reason she has.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
But to limit hundreds and thousands of people from getting something that saves lives, that at the end isn't really what killed her son 100%. And maybe she's in denial or maybe
she wants to point a finger at something. And Kratom is that something she wants to finger at.
It's so easy.
It's easy. You know what I mean? So I understand her pain.
I'm from the underdogs.
But if
you're an underdog, I support you. And Kratom right now and that.
Because you saw in the documentary with the veterans that come here from war.
Tell them to watch it. You have to watch this documentary.
Okay, so the documentary is called, it's on Netflix, it's still on Netflix actually. It's called Leaf, L-E-A-F, of Faith, F-A-I-T-H.
Like the tree, Leaf of the tree.
Yeah, and it really goes over it, very unbiased. The guy that's producing the documentary definitely is for Kratom use, because he used to be a bodybuilder and weightlifter, used to be on opiates and all that kind of stuff. But he gives a very unbiased documentary. You hear from both sides of the aisle. So you can come to your own conclusion, your own opinion about what you think about it. If you agree with what I say,
it's not a snoozer.
It is not
a snoozer.
You're gonna
definitely feel, if you don't really have a passion for drugs, like you definitely still feel motivated as you're watching it to learn more about it at your own time.
Yeah, and if you don't have Netflix, for a limited time only, I'm giving away my Netflix password. If you don't have Netflix, okay?
If you DM him, I'm pretty sure he'll slide it to you.
Yeah.
He'll change the password a week or 2 weeks after this documentary. After this podcast, he'll change the password. Enjoy Netflix.
All right. So if you enjoyed this episode, guys, go ahead and like and follow my Facebook page. Just go on my Facebook page. It's Emmanuel Wolgarin. But also my page is also called Drug E Nation. That's DRUGE. DRUG-E Nation. Go ahead and like it if you like the episode, because I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation I had with Uche today. If you want to learn more about or talk about drugs out there, let's make it happen. Thanks for the support.
Add me. My name on Instagram is Touche Uche. So that's TOUCHE_UCHE. Add that on Snapchat. Add that on every Twitter and everythin. And you can follow me.
I'm going to give you all that, but just follow me on Instagram too. The name is Emmanuel, EMMANUEL _Wolgarin, WOGHIREN. Also, after this, check out my Small Doses mini-series that I'm doing after each episode, mini episodes. I give a quick rundown on relevant topics. I'm talking about what's going on in pharmacy news. I mentioned before about psilocybin. There's actually some really interesting stuff going on about that in Colorado right now. So shout out to Colorado, but look out for that on my Small Doses podcast, which will be 15 minutes. And I'm dropping the Small Doses one with this first episode, but in the future, it'll be dropped a week after my regular 30 to 45 minute episode like this one. So look out for that. So I'm dropping 2 episodes.
Listening, y'all.
Oh, absolutely.
Listen, tell him that you need me back on here regularly.
No, you definitely be back. I had fun today. So, people, actually I saw a stat the other day that people that listen to podcasts earn more money than people who don't. So especially informative podcasts like mine. So if you don't want to be a broke boy, keep listening. I want to say thanks to Uche for joining me.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Thank you for my listeners out there. Continue to support me. You can catch all my episodes on iTunes, on Spotify. It's on SoundCloud. It's on Google Play. So I'm everywhere you can stream. It's on Stitcher as well, too.
So tell your friends.
Yeah,
and tell them to tell their mamas.
So is Kratom really, rather than marijuana, the biggest threat to the pharmaceutical industry? I think it's a question worth asking. And I'm sure this debate will continue. And I'll definitely be revisiting this issue in the future episodes. So to end it all, I want to leave y'all with a positive message. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and become uncomfortable in order to grow as a person. You know, and in the wise words of 2 Chainz, believe in yourself. Who else gonna believe in you? Who else gonna believe in you? Huh? And on that note, like and follow my Facebook page. Follow me on Instagram. Like I said, subscribe on iTunes and Spotify. Pretty soon we'll have a YouTube channel so you can see all the
behind the scenes,
all the buffoonery that goes on with my guests.
All the
also, you know, y'all can be the first ones, you know. So when I do blow up, you can tell your friends you've been here since day one. So shout out to all my day one druggies. Shout out to all y'all out there. Really appreciate the support. Y'all deserve a round of applause. So appreciate all that. And
peace, peace, peace.
Yeah, like I said, I'm out. I hope you have fun. We had a great discussion. And see you next episode.